Hello my darlings, I hope you're doing very well. I hope you are sitting comfortably, you are cozy and you have your snacks and your beverages at the ready. In today's video I'm going to be doing a little bit of a life update, more so of an update from this video that I uploaded not too long ago. I'm not sure when I uploaded that video actually, but anyway, I've got a couple of updates for you, so I thought it would be about time for me to update you. I kind of dragged you all into my private life, so I may as well keep you updated instead of leaving you hanging, because a lot of you were asking questions and saying, you know, keep us updated with the whole situation. So I'm here to do such a thing. I also like to do these videos to make awareness for the condition that I have, because not many people know about it. Not even like the NHS recognize it as a condition, which is very frustrating, and there is a lot of people that do have it. And yeah, the more people that know about this condition, the better. You yourself may not have this condition, but you might know someone that has this condition that I have, and you might be able to help someone with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, the more people that know the better, right? Okay, but before I get into all of that, I just wanted to say a huge, massive thank you to everyone that was so sweet on my previous video where I did a video like this. There was just so many lovely, sweet and kind comments, and it was honestly kind of overwhelming. I wasn't expecting that many people to watch the video, because normally when I do something that isn't tattoo related, the views aren't that high. And yeah, I was honestly so surprised. I was reading through all the comments, I was like, oh my god, like, it got a little bit overwhelming at times. I was like, oh boy, I wasn't expecting this. And yeah, everyone was so sweet, everyone was so lovely, everyone was trying to like help me in some way or give me advice or trying to be like, hey, like, you might have this or you might have that, and everyone was very kind with it. There was no unsolicited advice. You know, sometimes when people upload videos where they talk about their personal life, loads of people are just like interjecting and being like, oh well, maybe if you have this you shouldn't be doing this, and you know, those kind of negative comments. There was nothing like that. Everyone was being so helpful, so sweet, and I'm honestly the luckiest person when it comes to content creating, because it's very rare that I ever get negative comments. Like, very rare. I don't know how I won the lottery with that, because the internet is such a brutal place at times, but I'm so lucky, I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful, because opening up and talking about your personal life to a bunch of strangers essentially is hard, and especially for me, because I really struggle opening up and talking about stuff. I'm very much a fake it till you make it kind of person, and yeah, making that video, editing it, uploading it was very hard for me, but I'm glad I did it, because it helped me quite a lot, and it kind of opened the floodgates, I guess, to trying to live a more authentic life for myself, because I was very much masking how I felt to the majority of people, and now I'm starting to be very much, I don't care, I feel like crap, and I'm not going to put myself through crap to please other people. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm so over it, I'm so done, I can't do it anymore. So yeah, you all helped me so much. Okay, I'm gonna get far too ahead of myself here. I need to explain some things for those that might not be aware or need a refresh. So in my previous video where I talk about my health situation, I talked about the fact that sometimes I will feel like I'm going to pass out. I don't ever fully pass out. I've come close a couple of times with like the black tunnel vision, feeling hot and cold, sweaty, losing hearing. And it's only happened a couple of times, but throughout my whole life I've always been someone that gets dizzy when I stand up, and I sometimes get incredibly out of breath for no reason. Like, literally yesterday I went downstairs, was potting about in the kitchen, I come back upstairs, ran a bath. By the time I got to my bath, my heart was like pounding and I was out of breath, and I was holding on to the freaking bathtub like, what the hell. Like, I'd only walked up the stairs, and I'm obviously not the fittest person. You won't catch me running a marathon, but for the most part I feel like I'm a healthy-ish kind of person. So the fact that I got out of breath and my heart was racing from walking up the stairs, which sometimes doesn't happen and sometimes it does, which is so weird, and there's loads of things like that, and I get heart palpitations quite a lot. So I mentioned all of this within my previous video, and a lot of people within the comment section was like, oh, it sounds like you might have POTS or Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and I've had my suspicions for the both of them for a little while, mainly because one day I started getting fed loads of POTS TikTok, and I think I watched one all the way through and was like, hang on a second, I kind of relate to some of this. And I think because I obviously watched the whole TikTok, I started getting more fed to me, and I started watching more and more, and I was like, hang on, some of this actually does make sense for the whole POTS situation, but some of it doesn't. Like, there's a lot of symptoms with POTS that I don't have, but there's a lot of symptoms with POTS that I do have. You may remember I mentioned in my previous video that I went to the doctors and they referred me to a cardiologist. I can never say that word. They referred me to a cardiologist, and when I made that video, I hadn't heard anything through. I didn't know what was happening with that. Well, since that video, I have heard that I have an appointment with a cardiologist at the end of November. I have to wait till the end of November. And when I got the letter through, I was like, oh God, I got to wait till the end of November. And I didn't fully read it properly. And then I reread it, and it's a freaking telephone consultation thing. I'm like, I'm going to be at this for months and months and months and months and months. Like, I am not looking forward to this whole journey of figuring out what is going on with my whole body when it comes to, you know, feeling kind of iffy all the time. But yeah, when I went to the doctors, they said they saw some irregularities, which is kind of worrying. But if it was something super worrying, I may have probably had a more quicker appointment or what have you. So yeah, I don't really have any answers to the whole thing as of yet, to be honest with you with that. But again, I will keep you updated and see what the cardiologist says. Oh, anyway, so that's that, but it's not like a super urgent thing. It doesn't affect me too much every day. It's just more of an inconvenience here and there. Also with the Ehlers thing also. So like there's a couple of tests you can do to figure out if you do have Ehlers. And like I can do the whole thumb to the wrist situation. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of gross. I know. But I can do that. But there's some other things within Ehlers that kind of match some things that I feel, oh, I don't know. But yeah, the cardiologist will maybe be able to help me with that. Another update on my RCPD situation, which basically is the fact that I have a muscle in my throat that is broken, that doesn't work. It doesn't allow me to burp like a normal person. I have never been able to burp, even when I was a kid, as far back as I can remember. And I know it never sounds serious when someone says they can't burp, like, okay, cool, whatever. It gives me a world of symptoms that affect me all day, every day. It's painful. It brings me nothing but misery. Like, I eat one meal a day and then I suffer for hours and hours and hours afterwards. Like yesterday, I had a sandwich and some crisps. And then I was suffering for 12 hours afterwards, and I started to get hungry 12 hours afterwards. And I was like, oh, I'll eat a biscuit. And then I felt crap again. Like, oh God, it is awful. But I get like extreme bloating, and not like you've eaten too much food bloating. It's literally like my stomach will not go any further. I feel like a balloon. I have this weird gurgly, croaky noise that goes up and down my throat, which is basically air trapped, and it just goes up and down because it can't come out because the muscle in my throat will not allow the air to come out for whatever reason. And I have loads of other symptoms as well that is just so annoying, and it just overtakes my life. So the cure for RCPD for most people is Botox injected into that muscle that doesn't work, and it helps it to start, you know, doing what it's meant to do. And the aim of the game is you get 1 or 2 injections, and that kind of trains the muscle to do what it's meant to do. It kind of wakes it up, and then you can burp for the rest of your life and never have a symptom ever again. Well, for me, I'm different. I'm just built different. I've had Botox 3 times. I had 50 units. The second dose was 100 units, and I had some success. You know, I could burp, but it wasn't like a full-on burp. Like, I can sometimes get air out, but sometimes the burp noise I was doing was just the noise and there was no air coming out. So to the outside world, it looked like, oh yeah, Lauren is doing great. She's burping all the time. She's doing great. But there was actually no relief. But I was so happy to have progress. I was kind of just winging it and just living with it. And then that Botox wore off after a while. And because I think it wasn't such a successful dose, it didn't do what it was meant to do. Then I had a 3rd dose end of May this year. That really didn't do much of anything, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, I could start doing the burpy noises again, but there was not much air coming out whatsoever, so most days I was suffering pretty badly. Already that Botox has gone. I haven't burped or made a burp-like noise in a while. I don't think, yeah, it's just, there's just nothing there. It's gone, it's dead. So from my last video where I spoke about this, I was in the process of booking the operation version, the general anesthetic version, because I'd been having it in office where Botox was just injected through into my neck, and, you know, in hopes that it would hit the right place. I'm doing the more extreme version now, which is going under general anesthetic and having a higher dose of 150 units. I think the most you can have is 200 units. I've seen some people here and there have like 240, but that's very, very, very rare. I think the most doctors who do this procedure will do is 200 units. So I'm running out of options here. Yeah, we're doing the 150 units under general anesthetic. General anesthesia is one of my biggest fears. And I am so scared, and I'm having this operation from when I'm filming this on the 21st of September. So in just under 2 weeks, I'll be having this operation situation of the Botox. And apparently from what I've read from people's experience, it's very, very quick. It's very, very easy. You're kind of in and out kind of thing. But any kind of being out of control of my body is... it's terrifying to me. Like, I do not want to be, like, put to sleep at all. Like, I don't want to do it. Every now and then I think about backing out and being like, you know what, I just can't do it because the fear is so high. I don't want to do it, but I'm doing it because I want to be better, you know? So I'm always in two minds. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this because, you know, I might die. And another part of me is like, okay, but this could be the best thing that you ever do. But then another part of me is like, oh, well, what happens if you spend all this money? Because it's fucking expensive. Doing all of this as private healthcare because the NHS does not recognise this as a condition. So I have to go out of pocket basically. And I've already spent around about 2k, if not more, on the other failed Botox attempts. This going under general anaesthetic in a private hospital... it's so expensive. It's like close to 4k. And if it doesn't work... do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many things saying, no, Lauren, don't do it. But another part of me is like, no, you have to do it. Just give it a try. So this is kind of like my last ditch attempt. After this, I don't think I have it in me to try again because, like, how much money does one person spend? How much does one person go through? You know, it is heartbreaking after every attempt that it's just not working correctly. And I feel like it is a case of I just need a higher dose. And when you have it done under general anaesthetic, it is more precise because they're going in your mouth and into your throat instead of, you know, through your neck or what have you. So that to me is kind of making me think, okay, this is going to be the one. This is going to work. But I've always been such a glass half empty kind of person. I'm just worried, and I'm just, thing is, I'm more worried about the anesthetic, to be honest with you. And yesterday I got an email full of like information about the whole situation, and they gave me an information sheet full of things that could happen because of anesthetic, like all the complications and everything. It's huge. And I'm just like, I'm reading through it and I'm like, oh my god, like, why do people do this? Like, why am I doing this to myself? It's terrifying. Like, I don't understand why people take general anaesthetic so lightly. Like, the people that get tattoos done under general anaesthetic, are you mad? Would not be me. Another thing that has really pissed me off, which is very minor compared to everything else, is the fact that I have to take my nails off. This has pissed me off so much. I don't know why. I feel like it's a good distraction for me though, so... But every now and then, I will think about the fact that I have to have my nails taken off, okay? I have to take the acrylic off and my hair extensions. So I was wearing a 3/4 wig for a little while, which is basically like a big massive hair extensions that you would put in your hair. And I liked the length so much, I decided to put tape-ins myself. Yes, queen. We are a DIY hair extension queen right now. So I put in like tape-in hair extensions. And I've got to take them all out. And it really pissed me off. I've just had a fresh set of nails done, okay? Like, these were not cheap, okay? And I've got to go back, take them all off, and then I'm going to have no nails for like 2-3 weeks because I don't know how I'm going to feel after this operation. My side effects are sometimes pretty brutal when I have throat Botox. So, like, I don't know when I'm going to be able to go back and get my nails put back on. And I hate not having nails. Like, I've been having these for 2 years religiously. And you want me to take these off after I just got a fresh set? I'm so annoyed. No, this is very, very minor. But it's just like, oh. And I was saying to Tom, right? Like, this is where my dumb brain, head empty, no thoughts personality comes into play. It's very much a thing, I'm sure you're aware. I was saying to Tom, like, why do I have to take out my hair extensions and my nails? Like, what if I was having emergency surgery and I have, like, my nails and my hair extensions? Like, do they just, like, not do the surgery and be like, hang on a second, we need a hairdresser to take out this weave, and we need a nail tech to take off these acrylics. We can't do the surgery until they're gone. Like, I don't understand. Like, why would it be okay, obviously, for emergency surgery, but not for, like, surgery that is planned. Like, why have I got to do all these steps for someone to go into my throat? Like, my nails are not going to be in the way. My weave, well, it might be in the way. It's actually quite long and thick. All right, the weave, I understand a little bit. But the nails, I'm so annoyed. And Tom was like, well, there's obviously a difference between emergency surgery and planned surgery. And I was like, yeah, but still, okay? Like, my weave and my nails are not going to be in the way. Why am I taking these off? I guess maybe, oh, is it a clean thing? A sanitary thing, maybe? I think it might be that, to be honest with you. But then again, if it was emergency surgery, what are we doing? Are we taking the weave out while someone's on the table coding? Like, I just can't wrap my mind around it. I'm sure someone a lot more smarter can explain the whole situation down in the comments below. But that honestly ruined my day. Like, what do you mean? You want to strip me bare? Why don't you just shave my head off while we're at it? Hey, scrub off my tattoos, why don't you, while you're at it? You want to take my eyeballs too? Like, it's honestly actually quite a welcome distraction for me, because I'll be thinking about the fact that I might die under general anaesthetic, and then all of a sudden my brain's like, oh, but you have to take your nails off. That's really annoying. And then I'll just become really, really pissed off, and it distracts me from the fear that I have. But on a real, I am not looking forward to after my throat Botox, because my side effects of throat Botox are not fun. They're not fun. And because I'm having a higher dose as well, oh boy. My side effects are the fact that I take in far too much air, because my throat is Botoxed open. So anytime I swallow, I'm ingesting more air. Anytime I talk, I'm ingesting more air. And for the first like week or so, you can't burp properly, so you can't get rid of the air. So my RCPD symptoms are like tenfold. They're so much worse. I get a lot of breathlessness as well. So when I'm literally talking to like film a video, I'm literally having to take so many pauses. I'm like, ugh. Like doing my job is so hard. It's so hard. So I'm going to try and film as many videos as I can before then. So I'll see what I can do, because yeah, like I said, doing my job after getting throat Botox for the first 2 months it's pretty bad. So I won't be able to film 2 months worth of content. So yeah, I've just basically got a lot of worry. And yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for always being so supportive. You literally make my life so much easier, because like without you, I wouldn't have this cool job that is obviously very flexible and allows me to, you know, gallivant off and get operations as soon as I most possibly can, because that was pretty much the soonest one I could get, you know, the beginning of October. So yeah, I will never ever take you or this job or anything for granted ever. I thank my lucky stars every single day. I will definitely be having some downtime, obviously after the whole operation thing. I don't know what to call it, because it's not really an operation. I'm basically just having it like Botox injected into my throat, so I feel kind of like a imposter saying it's an operation or surgery, because that's basically what it is. It's just like an injection and then I'm out. But it's the fact that I'm going under general anesthetic. I'm like, ooh, like what do I even call this, you know? But anyway, I'll be having some downtime after it. So if you have any recommendations for like TV shows and movies, that would be most helpful, because at the minute I am watching Gilmore Girls for the, I don't know how many times I've watched it all the way through, 10, I don't know. So I think I'll probably be finished by then, maybe. I don't know. I'm only on season 2 or 3 at the moment, but I go through it pretty damn quickly. So yeah, I'm looking for recommendations for like cozy vibes, Halloween vibes, all of that stuff. Obviously I know like Hocus Pocus and all of that, but or just like interesting documentaries. I'm so excited that I'm here to ask you this question. Is there any space nerds here? Because I'm all of a sudden, well, I've always liked space and always found it very fascinating, but as of late, I am watching so many space TikToks. So if you have any cool space documentaries, but they need to be easy to follow. If they're too scientific, my brain would not, it would not compute. It would not understand what's going on. I recently just watched a documentary about the Hubble Space Telescope. I found it so freaking fascinating. I was like, wow, it was about how it was all built and how it went up into space. I had the best time watching that, because it was very easy to follow. It didn't use loads of like scientific terms or anything like that, and it explained everything very well, and I actually understood it. I was just like, oh my god, this is so fun. So I want to watch more space stuff and like space films. My absolute ultimate favorite film is Interstellar. That's how much I like the whole space situation. Like Interstellar is my absolute favorite. It makes me cry every time, and it's honestly one of the most beautiful films ever created. So if you have any space film recommendations, that would be highly appreciated. I think I've watched quite a few, to be honest with you, but there might be some that I've missed. So, but yeah, any recommendations for films, TV shows, or what have you will be very, very appreciated from me for when I have a little bit of downtime. But yeah, I will keep you updated about everything that goes on with the whole health thing and how the whole surgery, whatever you want to call it, goes. I will probably be posting about the whole situation on my Instagram stories. I'm pretty active on my Instagram stories, so if you want to keep up with the whole procedure and everything, I will be documenting on there. I was going to vlog, but then if I feel like garbage, I'm going to forget and what have you, so I'll probably just make an update video again. But I will post bits here and there on my Instagram stories if you want to like keep up with the whole thing. I think that's it. Oh my god, something so funny. Okay, so when I was reading through the whole list of things that might happen after the surgery and, you know, what you have to do after the surgery, whatever you want to call it, it says that you have to be with a responsible adult for 24 hours afterward, because obviously being under general anesthetic or what have you can really like screw you over for a little while afterwards. I've read some people feeling like absolute garbage for a couple of days afterwards. Like, but anyway, yeah, I read. It is raining. Oh, it's so lovely and autumnal outside today. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? That's like my favourite weather right there. Please don't come from the fact that my window is full of fucking cobwebs. Okay, just leave me alone. It's a bit dusty over there. But like, look at that. That is such weather. You know, the Twilight song. But it is, like, look at it. It's lovely. Oh, I love it. Anyway, what was I saying? I'm so sorry. Basically, I was reading this information sheet about the fact that obviously I'm being put under general anesthetic, and then on it, it says you have to be with a responsible adult for 24 hours afterwards, just in case something goes wrong, right? And I looked at Tom and I read that, and we both looked at each other and we were like, should we call an adult? He was like, should we call my mum? I know that I tell this story, it's not even that funny. I don't know why I bother, honestly. Why did I bother with this? Okay, I'm gonna go. I hope you're well. Appreciate you. And yeah, okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you. Goodbye.